we're going to talk about seed organization and what seeds I have planted this year. Okay, let's get nerdy. I have so many words about this. The basic premise of this is, at the front of your box is the things that you are planting now. So right now, at the front of my box is my direct sow. So this is the first one I see. My next ones are my hardy direct sows. So these are gonna go in my garden pretty quick. We're just getting the soil ready. They're gonna go right behind. Some of these I have actually already planted some of, but I haven't planted my bulk of them. The next one is the next thing I need to plant, and it will be my direct sow June. This is where my small box is. Should have got a bigger box. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this right now. We're gonna do this right now. We're chilling in my greenhouse today. I wanted to take this video outside, but it's super windy and I'm waiting on a new mic to come because my old mic broke. Wires are all funny. So we're gonna do this in my greenhouse. This seed organization method, first of all, we need to take this sweater off right away because even with the door open, it's almost 30 degrees Celsius, which is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about as warm as I like it to get in here. If it gets much warmer out today, I will open a window in here as well, get some cross draft going. I'm trying to keep this cooler right now because I have cooler season things, whereas on the outside wall of the greenhouse, I have a cold frame, and I like that get nice and hot because I got like my cucumbers and tomatoes and that sort of thing in there. All my starts, everything still comes inside at night, except for the stuff that stays in here is cold hardy. But that's not what we came here to talk about, right? So, this is my fancy seed organization. I'm outgrowing my box. I need a bigger one. Maybe there's something in here I could use. This is my sister's seed organization method. So first of all, she has roughly 4 categories, and then you can kind of split it up a bit more if you want. The categories are things that are hardy, meaning they can be planted before a frost, and that are direct sow. So this is hardy direct sow pre-frost, which for us is May 1st. So like kind of in, if it's nice, it could be end of April, but into May planting. Our last frost is June 5th. So hardy direct sow. And then there is direct sow that are not hardy. So after frost, June, I had to upgrade this one to a bigger bag because I got lots of things in here. We will go through the bag so that you have examples of what's in each bag, but I'm just giving you a quick rundown of what the categories are. We have tender transplants. So these are things that get started mid-April to May, but they don't get transplanted out until post-frost. So Anna actually put June 7th on here. And then the last category is hardy transplants. So these are things that you start in March or April, but that you plant out as transplants before your last frost, because these like cold weather. If you try and plant things like broccolis and cauliflowers and cabbages out after your last frost, it's too warm for them. You're not going to get a crop. They need to go up beforehand. My last 2 bags that I have in here is already planted. So these are empty seed packs, but I want to remember these seed varieties without having to look them up. So they're here. And then my other one that I like to have is my direct sow successions. So this is going to depend on the time of year, but right now it's got the hardy direct sow stuff that I try every week or 2 to plant a bit more of things so that I have a more spread out crop. So I have peas coming up right now, but I also planted more peas yesterday so that I have a constant more and more crops coming. And there's a lot of trial and error, and maybe I planted some of them too early and maybe they get killed by frost, but I'm a gambler when it comes to seeds. I've never bought a lottery ticket. I've never been in a casino. I've never been to an online poker site. I've never gambled actually, but when it comes to planting seeds, I'm a gambler. Because if I plant $1 or $2 of seeds and I have seeds to spare, if it does get a bad frost and they get killed, well, maybe next year. If they are hardy and they survive it, look who's got early lettuce and peas, right? Pros outweigh the cons. Oh, some lettuce fell out, and that one was supposed to be in this one. So, right now it is May 8th. It's really hard to remember the days right now. But because there's usually a delay from when I film to when you actually see it, because I schedule videos ahead, I'm gonna try and get this one up maybe this weekend. I shouldn't promise that. The last bag I have in here, those are not supposed to be in there. I haven't actually like reorganized things since planting yesterday, so there might be the odd thing where it shouldn't be. I just have a pencil and popsicle sticks. They are my chosen labeling method. Sometimes like behind me, I don't know if you can see the little tags. I ran out of popsicle sticks at one point and cut up a yogurt container. I just don't like how it looks. It looks kind of trashy. Yes, it's free, but popsicle sticks I can just leave in the ground to rot for next year. Whereas those I have to pick them all up because they're plastic. So, the basic premise of this method, this is just a massive bag of peas, and this is one of the reasons that I need to have a bigger box. At the very front of the box, direct sow, hardy frost, after the frost. So, that's the end of our planting this year. So, if you are following this method, how would I explain this better? Okay. So, you have your box. It's the very beginning of the year and you're so excited and you're going to plant seeds. You are first going to do your hardy transplants. And then, once you've got all these seeds done, put them to the very back. And then you're going to do those tender transplants, the ones that you can't put out till after the frost. You're done all those, so you put it up at the back. Okay, we do our direct sow successions. This bag kind of changes throughout the season. When we're done successions, put it at the back. Then we do the rest of our hardy direct sow, put it at the back. Then we do our June, after the frost succession, planting all that, put it at the back. So then, your box goes away. You've done all your planting. You're good until next spring. Next spring, you pull out your handy dandy seed box before spring, ideally, when you're going to be doing your seed ordering. And right at the front, you have your already planted. Okay, wow, these are ones I planted last year. These are empty seed packs. Let's look through. What ones did I really like last year? And I want to make sure I reorder. Okay, look, hey, here's our first ones we need to plant. So it keeps your things already organized in a system. If you have lots of seeds, you might want to break them down further, but this is a basic home gardener system. So let's talk about what is in each bag. I'm going to tell you each variety specifically and where it's from just because that's fun. So in our hardy transplant, we have Caraflex cabbage from West Coast Seeds, Aspabrock, which is an awful name, but it's like a broccolini from West Coast Seeds. We have Tango celery and another Tango celery, and I actually have a bunch of other broccolis and cauliflowers, but Anna needed seeds, so I gave them to her. She needed those seeds. So there you go. So put it at the back because we're done with those ones. Our next one is our tender transplant. So there's some in here that I actually didn't plant this year because I was given them and I was given them too late. So golden midget watermelon, I'm really excited. This is really promising for us here. I hope they do well. I planted some of these. Cosmos. Oh, I need to plant these. How did they end up in there? Can we blame that on children? So these are from MIGardener, and these are seeds that I was given from a follower. Wisconsin SMR cucumber. This is one that likes containers. Small cucumbers, could be pickling, could just be delicious. Armenian yard-long cucumbers from MIGardener. Hungarian hot wax. Hot peppers is something that Marius requests I grow. Ford hook zucchini from, oh sorry, West Coast Seeds. Baker Creek was given these. Crimson Sprinter tomato from Mowing seeds. I bought these, I planted these. Baby doll watermelon. There's only like 2 seeds left in here, but maybe next year. Mowing seeds, I bought those. Romas from Mowing. They're called Roma VF. They're supposed to be short days, fingers crossed. I planted them kind of late. Boothby blonde cucumber. I planted a lot of these. Maybe too many. Rosa Bianca eggplant from MIGardener. I didn't plant this, it was too late. Dito jalapeno pepper. I didn't plant this one, it was too late. Patisson golden Mabra scallop squash from Baker Creek. It was too late, couldn't plant them. Chocolate Beauty sweet pepper. Couldn't plant them, look forward to next year. These need to be started 8 to 12 weeks before the last frost, so way earlier. Jobs Tears, didn't plant them. I need to look a bit more about these. They're perennial, but they say they're not frost hardy, so I'm not sure if I'm able to plant them. I was given these seeds. I might need to just send them to my mom or my sister. So we will visit those again next mid-April to May. Some of those actually need to be planted a bit earlier, so I might need to, when I go to order seeds, I might sort those out into ones that I need to start more like February, March. Let's go into hardy direct sows, and then I'll talk about my direct sow successions right now. So, this is the big envelope. There's, mostly because there's lots of peas in here. Peas are actually something you should be planting before your last frost. So I have Cascadia snap peas from Mowing. I can't say I meant to order a half a pound, but hey, here we have half a pound. Feed the Bees mix. This is from Stems Flower Farm. This is one that I think it was a complimentary one. So we're gonna do that one. Cilantro hates hot weather. Plant it early if you want cilantro. Dill, I'm hoping to plant this one in my herb bed and it come back every year. Fingers crossed. Sugar Daddy, you saw all these West Coast seed ones in previous seed order video on West Coast seeds that I did. Sugar Daddy's my favorite, and I when a friend sent me a package of seeds, she actually sent me another thing of Sugar Daddy. So I gave my sister-in-law a thing of Sugar Daddy because I already had to. So Sugar Daddy, and then Sugar Ann is my other favorite sugar snap pea. Sugar Daddy is a 68 and Sugar Ann is a 56 day. So plant them at the same time for an extended harvest. Bam! There you go. Alaska pea, this is a shelling pea. I don't normally grow shelling peas. But Mac picked this and it's good to encourage them. Early Wonder beets. Honestly, not a big beet fan. I might give these ones away. I was given these. They're from Baker Creek. This MIGardener. This MIGardener one is red Malabar spinach, and it's supposed to it's not a true spinach variety. It's a heat loving that will climb up a trellis, and it's frost sensitive, so I gotta wait a bit longer before I plant this one. And I'm excited to try it. King Top Purple Peas from Baker Creek. Again, excited to try these. This Winter Blend Kale is a really great mix, and one seed pack of Winter Blend Kale will keep you in kale for a very long time. We are still eating it from last year, from the freezer. Curly Roja Kale, I got this from Mowing. I just really thought it looked pretty. Solid blend nasturtiums. Nasturtiums are super easy to grow, and they're flowers you can put in salads. So that's pretty. And they add a peppery taste. They're fun. So my direct sow succession bag right now has all cold hardy direct sow things because we are still almost a month before our last frost. So I only put in there, I took out some things. I have lots of peas planted right now. And the next time I plant peas, I'm just planting a whole whack of them in the main garden. I've kind of planted them up here. I planted some in the greenhouse. Yeah, they did. Planted some with my blueberries because there was soil available. My direct sow successions have walking stick kale, which I just planted some yesterday. Baker Creek seeds. Bloomsdale spinach from West Coast Seeds, planted some of that yesterday. Coastal Star spinach, this is pelleted, sorry, Coastal Star romaine. This is pelleted seed that if you're not growing to feed an army or a market gardener, I highly recommend, especially if you hate thinning, because the seeds are a lot bigger, so it's a lot easier. Like I handed Hamish this pack of Coastal Star spinach and said plant 2 in each hole because we were planting them in landscape cloth and there was holes, so he just planted 2 in each hole. Pelleted seed needs to be kept moist while it sprouts because it's pelleted in clay. Alkindus, which is like a red leafy lettuce, it's also pelleted. Crispino lettuce, this is a iceberg and it reminded me why I dislike not pelleted seed because it's ridiculous to plant. I know that not pelleted seed is technically cheaper, but my time is also worth something, and I love how easy pelleted seed is to plant for lettuce. We're trying it for carrots this year. We'll see how it goes. This is green onions, quincho, scallions. I need to plant more of these. I didn't yesterday because I was down in the big garden. I should plant them in here right now. I was down in the big garden and I only had landscape cloth available to plant. I didn't have like my just beds available, and I didn't want to plant some landscape cloth. Last thing is some green towers. I gave my mom the seed pack with some seeds in it, so I only have this little thing that came in it. Pelleted romaine seed. Yes, I love romaine. Love romaine. Love Caesar salad. Love how crunchy romaine is. My very, very favorite. Now, my direct sow post-frost is a big bag. We have calendula seeds. I've already actually planted some of these pre-frost and I just tucked them in here to plant them again. These are ones that my sister saved and there's lots. Black goat. So I was given these. They're interesting. They're, you eat them like sugar snap peas, but they're like a runner bean. So I'm gonna plant these somewhere fun where we maybe see them from the house. Resistifly carrot from Mowing. It's a shorter day carrot, which is cool, and it's a Nantes type, which is my favorite. Resistifly meaning resistant to the carrot rust fly. So carrots are one, they need like 4 degrees Celsius, which is like 38 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Fahrenheit to germinate well. So the sun went behind a cloud. So I have planted some pre-frost, but mostly our big crop is all going to be planted post-frost. So Resistifly, new Curadora. I was given this one, but I'm interested to try it because the roots of this hardy breed can power through tough soil and blistering heat, producing winning roots in the most brutal conditions. Sounds pretty nifty to me. Green beans are a tender one you plant after frost. These are called Speedy. Basil, I have started basil in here, and I'm going to start more basil in here. That's a chicken. Couldn't figure out what that noise was for a second. Gold Rush, yellow bush beans, chamomile. I started some inside and I want to start more outside in hopes of it becoming a perennial. Is Is it a perennial? It easily self-sows. So I want to plant it somewhere where it can hopefully self-sow. This is Stems Flower Farm, and this is Gleam Salmon Nasturtium. I've started some inside. They've now been potted up, but I'm going to start more just direct sow outside. Sunny V corn. This is just one I bought at the feed store. Pacific Northwest Seeds, early yellow corn. They joke here that they call it farming where corn don't grow because they struggle to grow corn here. So you're always growing a hybrid if it is a corn that you're able to grow. And it's supposedly a 60-day to maturity, which is like crazy short for corn. So here's hoping we get corn. Last year we got like a couple tiny cobs that the kids just ate cold, like raw, and the garden and the rest just got fed to the pigs. Our other corn is a 78-day F1 called Candy King. Sugar Daddy Candy King. They like pimps or something. Good rates of cool soil emergent and short growing season make Candy King #1 for early cropping. Here's hoping. My husband says we shouldn't waste our time planting corn because because it doesn't do that great, but it's fun and the kids have fun. We did learn though, last year we planted them in a row. Apparently you're supposed to plant them in a grid at least 4 wide. So we are learning. We have Bolero carrots, and these are pelleted. They are a Nantes type. I accidentally ordered 2 of those. I gave one to my mom. I mailed her seeds this week. This one I accidentally ordered 2 of the same one. This is a Nantes type called Dolciva. Sweeter than Bolero, and Bolero was our favorite last year, with longer storage life. I'm down with that. So I bought pelleted carrot seeds because I hate thinning carrots. Is it raining? I don't think so. Anyways, again, a lot easier to plant. Carrot seeds are the most ridiculous thing in the world to plant. Ridiculous. My sister has a seeder, like this thing that you like push along, and it has different dyes for different sized seeds, and it still spits out way too many carrot seeds. So I'm hoping that with bigger seeds it will be better. Now, the last bag was just this, my popsicle seeds and my stick, and all I do is I don't necessarily write out the full name. I just write out enough that I'm gonna understand what it is. So like I only have one green onion variety and it's called Kincho. So I might write Kincho onion or just Kincho and the date. So, and I always do this with pencil. And it's May 8th. So, Kincho 5/8. There you go. My fancy labeling system. Now, let's plant us some Kinchos. So I will say a lot of people just chuck a bunch of seed down and then have to thin so much later. And with some things that's okay, but mostly I just find it a pain, and it's worth your time to just slow down a bit, spread out your seeds. You know, you'd be amazed at how far a seed pack will go when you don't just dump the lettuce down, or you just don't just dump it down. If you actually plant out, like I'm planting these like 1/2 inch apart, because then the green onions can actually get a bit of a decent space. And yes, they are one that thins well, but you know, planting 100 lettuce seeds in a row is not really gonna treat you very well. So just don't be afraid to just space them out. Take the time. Does it really take that much more time? And maybe you're spending time now, but you're saving time on thinning. That's for sure. I don't know what it is about thinning that's just frustrating to me. So it was pretty cool in here, so everything took a good while to germinate. But my green onions that I started on April 21st So, how many days ago was that? Oh, was that almost 20 days ago? Not quite. 9 plus 8, 17 days ago. So that's, how long do they say they normally take to germinate? It doesn't say how long they normally take to germinate, but maybe I planted them too deep, or just, it was cold in here. It takes a long time to germinate when it's cold. So, there you go, and now we're gonna give them kick water.